Hey, so for my speech, we're going to talk about what should be done in terms of suicide prevention. First, we need to start off by talking about how when someone is going through a hard time and someone else notices in terms of suicide, the first thing they need to do is identify the situation, the person, and what's going on with them. They need to know what's wrong with them. They need to know what's bothering them, and most people won't open up right away, but if you can get some type of information about the person and their situation, then that should help. Next, you should approach someone for help. If somebody comes to you and they're going through a hard time, or they tell you that something is really bothering them and they don't know what to do about it, or if they even mention suicide, that's when you approach somebody else for help. Next, you want to just go ahead and research suicide prevention. There are plenty of websites out there and plenty of suicide hotlines that people can call, or just so many different resources people can look at in terms of suicide prevention and what they need to do for that loved one they're worried about. They need to look into what needs to be done for that person, so as soon as they start researching, they need to look at the next steps, like after they identify what's wrong or after they identify that that person needs help, they can go ahead and make the next step by looking into it. After researching and looking into the situation, that person will then need to set up some type of intervention for this person. An intervention normally is when a group of professionals or some close family members will gather around in a personal environment like a home or some type of meeting area, and they will kind of intervene and kind of lend a hand out to that person and tell them that they need help. And then they will then be sympathetic and they will be encouraging to that person to get help, because if they don't get help, they're risking their lives. Next, I want to just talk about some signs of someone who could be suicidal. The first one I want to talk about is some people tend to start selling their belongings or giving their belongings away. And I'm not talking about just going up to a thrift shop and selling some clothes. I'm talking about selling things from their house, things that they possess, like something that they go every day with and that they love very much, like an iPod or, I don't know, anything that they seem to use every day and that they consider a possession of theirs. They start selling or giving away for no apparent reason, and normally it's out of the blue. When people start saying random goodbyes, that's when people should be concerned. Like, they say that it's okay, that they won't be around much longer. Even if they're joking about it, people should take that seriously and kind of just think about it for a second. Well, what did they really mean by that? When somebody says that nobody, like for instance, nobody would know if I went missing, or nobody would even notice when I'm gone, certain sayings like that tend to just kind of bring people's attention to the fact that that person may need help. Someone who's suffering from depression's always some type of way to lead to suicide. Well, not always, but most of the time, depression really does lead to someone wanting to kill themselves. Someone who has joked about killing themselves before, because it's proven that if they've joked about it, then they've actually thought about it in their mind. So they considered it, they've pictured it, and if somebody ever jokes about it, you need to just say, hey, okay, like, if you're serious about something like that, you don't joke about it, and then you get help for that person. The next thing I want to talk about is how to actually get them help. And I'm going to start with talking about to be more sympathetic of that person. Tell them that, make sure that they know that they are important in this world and that they would be missed if they were gone, and that they do matter, because normally when people think about killing themselves, they think that it won't matter to anybody else and nobody's going to even bother to notice that they're gone. Next, another way to help would be to monitor their life and what they do on a daily basis. If you notice something unusual, like they start spending all their money or just doing things that somebody would do if they found out they were dying, that would be another sign. Like, let's see, for instance, if somebody decided to go spend enormous amounts of money, like maybe thousands of dollars, on things they may not need in the long run, but something they want right away. That might be a sign that they, they're trying to do as much as they can before they actually do commit suicide. You need to contact that person's family. If they do not have close family, any type of family friends or anybody they work with, somebody that they see on a daily basis or talk to on a daily basis. A really important thing is do not give up on that person, because as soon as you give up on that person, they will think it's okay to give up on themselves. Make sure that you express that things will get better. And most importantly, never stop trying to help, because there could be the slightest change in someone's day just from one little ounce of someone helping. Now, these people may refuse to help, and that's when you actually need to put it in the hands of a professional, and you call some type of intervention site or suicide hotline, anything that can help this person. From there, they'll probably prefer that that person goes to a counseling center and enters themselves into some type of rehab. After getting that person help, and after they refuse help, another way for you to help out in terms of suicide prevention would be to get involved. By getting involved, I mean, contacting some type of suicide hotline that you can volunteer at. It could be such a little thing as making somebody's day. Some random stranger could be having a terrible day, and you might even see it all over their face, so why not give them some type of small compliment? One little nice thing for somebody could change their whole day around. Even if you don't know them, they might think like, oh, that person doesn't even know me, but they still took the time to say something to me, even out of their busy schedules in the day. CrisisSupport.org is a nice website for people to go to in terms of suicide prevention. Finally, I want to talk about my suicide prevention story. When I was in high school, there was a girl, and she was one of my close friends, someone I had class with every single day. I knew that she was going through some hard times with her family and just other things going on outside of school. That one day she came in, and she actually had cut so far down in her wrist, I could see one of her main arteries. The cut was so deep, I was extremely concerned. And right after right after I had seen it, I went straight to the counseling office and told them about her situation. And the next day they approached her right away. And a couple months later, she contacted me, and she basically thanked me for saving her life. Now, if that doesn't make you guys want to go help somebody, then just think about losing one of your family members to suicide. So if you ever noticed anyone going through depression, that would be the time to act. So I hope you guys enjoyed my speeches on suicide prevention, and I hope you learned something. Thank you.